Ever since I started working from home more often in 2020, my home office has steadily been evolving. Between upgrading camera gear for this channel and trying to find the perfect lighting for Zoom calls, I've made quite a few changes to my setup. Now recently, we repainted and changed the flooring in this room, which gave me an excuse to start over. I had spent a lot of time researching what equipment other creators were using, but before spending a bunch more money, I consulted with a friend who's in the video production space and recruited him to help me get everything set up. For the camera, I already owned a Sony A7C, which has served me well for both at-home and on-the-go shoots. However, I knew it was time to invest in a new lens. The Sigma 16mm prime lens is a popular choice for YouTubers and vlog-style videos since it is wide angle. However, Zach talked me into going with the 24 to 70mm Sigma lens, which is going to be more versatile. I'm really happy with that choice. It's an incredible lens and it should serve me well for years to come. Previously, I was using Sony's built-in image software via the USB port. However, occasionally I'd have issues with it not being recognized right as I would start a call, so I did have to switch over to my regular webcam. Now with the Elgato Cam Link, I've got a clean HDMI out source and a freed up USB port so that I can plug the camera in to charge. Zach helped me get the settings dialed in for the best look possible. For my main key lighting, I upgraded to the Amaran 60D with a newer softbox. I was able to repurpose my Elgato key lights for a hair light behind me and an additional light to eliminate shadows when doing top-down shots. I'm using the Philips Hue Sigma lamp to add a little bit of background color behind me. I'm a big fan of Rode mics. I use the Go wireless mics for most of our shoots, as well as a camera-mounted shotgun mic. However, for the studio, I decided to go with the Shure MV7 with both an XLR and a USB output. This microphone is really plug and play with an option to automate everything in the software. I went with mounts from Elgato as well as one shorter one from SmallRig. These are very versatile and clamp right onto my desk, so I never have to worry about them. I was able to repurpose my Logitech webcam mounted on a flexi arm for a top-down shot. In the future, I might add an additional Sony camera and upgrade the Camlink Pro that has 4 HDMI inputs. However, it was out of stock at the time I did this build. To control everything, I'm using an Elgato Stream Deck along with OBS. Now with one button, I can turn the studio lights on and off, I can change camera angles, I can do picture-in-picture, and share my screen. This is a much more clean look than the traditional method of sharing your screen on a Zoom call. I'm not a master by any means, and I will have to learn a lot more about using this. The last piece of technology I added is the Elgato prompter, which I'm reading from right now. It helps me remember my talking points while looking into the camera, and it can be used as a teleprompter or as an additional screen for conference calls. That way you can maintain eye contact and see others on the call that you're talking to. It really makes it feel like you're just sitting down and having a conversation with someone across the table. The prompter has a built-in screen and it mounts to the end of your camera lens. It connects to the computer via USB cable. It's very easy to set up. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. My next video will be all about the Apple Vision Pro.